pleasure to share with you be the host of tonight's training, making your 2015 your best year ever. First of all, I just wanted to wish all of you that are watching here tonight and listening on somewhere or across North America. I know we have some Europeans on here tonight. A happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas. This is a very special time of year as we move into 2015. I'm actually going to be talking about my best and most favorite subject, how to take your 2015, double and triple what you did in 2014. And I'd highly recommend you take some notes here tonight. You know, one of the things I want to just clarify, when I was growing in this industry, especially when I first got started, and I attended all these trainings over and over and over again. You know, number one, repetition's the mother's skill. But the second thing that I did is when I took notes, I would bring them home and I would review those notes. And then what I would do is I would immediately implement some things that I learned that resonated with me immediately in my daily method of operation. And this is one of the reasons, as I look back over my 20-year plus career, is because when I heard something that worked and that person that was training had the credibility in my eyes, I immediately implemented those things that he or she had trained because they were getting the results and I wanted the same results. It's amazing to me that most people don't do that. They'll attend personal development training over and over again. They'll get on Steam Team and watch these incredible trainings that we've had over the last year and over the last couple of years. By the way, just this last month, we went over 4 million hits in the month of November on SteamTeam.ca. So you got to, the world of network marketing is recognizing how great a site that we have there and the value that we're giving back to this industry. So let's begin making your 2015 your best year ever. Just a little bit about me, you know, for those of you who don't know me, I got started in this industry when I was, giving my age now, in my mid-20s, early to mid-20s, back in 1993. And I had a vision, and Jamie had talked about it here in our business opportunity presentation. I had a vision of what I wanted my life to look like. It was so clear to me, the top 10 things that I wanted in my lifestyle, it was so clear to me that I could taste it every single day. It drove me to what I wanted in life, and it actually allowed me and it attracted me to network marketing. Network marketing attracted me and found me because I recognized that this was going to be the vehicle to my dreams. And I'm going to talk a little bit later on how you can achieve your goals and your dreams in 2015 and why you probably didn't in 2014. So when we started NHT Global back in 2001, Dan and I, we understood from the beginning that if you don't have a global business model, you'll be left behind. We also knew that the emerging markets of this world, the China, the Russia, the Brazil, the Indias, you know, the Eastern Europe, you know, Africa, the emerging markets of the world were going to change not only the world, but it was going to change because of the internet. I'm going to go into a little bit later on why that is, but we recognized right from day one that not only that could we build this business in Canada and the U.S., and Australia and New Zealand, which were the first four countries we launched in 2001, but we recognized that we could build this globally. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it started with a big vision. So we went in places like China in 2002. We started going over into Europe in 2005, where this is me in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Then we started expanding our Asian presence and going into countries like in Japan, where Dan and I were there in 2006. Then we started going into the rest of Europe and started pioneering the European landscape in Italy in 2006. And then we started going into countries You know, this is my first visit into Russia, and this is during the pioneering days in Russia in 2008. So Dan and I have actually followed our vision. We've created action. We've set up an incredible business model for everyone involved, not only now in NHT Global, but over in the next 2 to 5 to 10 years. And let's talk about what's happening in NHT Global right now. You know, just over the last year, we have grown almost 700% in 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put that in perspective. We're a 13-year-old corporation, 13-year-old network marketing company that is growing that fast in their 13th year. Yes, you've seen companies do that in their first or second year when they literally have no volume to speak of, so it's quite easy to get to 700% growth. But in their 13th year, I can't think of a company that has had that kind of sales record in their 13th year. We are going to finish our 9th consecutive quarter with at least double-digit growth. Our CEO and president, Chris Sharn, who is, you know, he's the most conservative guy that I know at best. You can go up on steamteam.ca and click under NHT Op, and we got a video there where he talks about NHTC, NHT Global, Natural Health Trends, being a $1 billion annual company in the next 5 years, based on our run rate right now. Our parent company, which is NHTC, Natural Health Trends Corporation, which is publicly traded, the stock has grown up to 2,000% this year alone. New York has his ears up, has his antenna up with regards to what this company is doing. We have 10 new millionaires in 2014, and that, by the way, may change by the end of this year to 15. We've just launched in Singapore. The first quarter of 2015, we're going to be opening up in Malaysia. We're going to be opening up in Vietnam. Right now, we're pioneering countries in Africa with Nigeria and Ghana and South Africa. We're going to be across all of the markets in Asia, all of the markets in Eastern Europe, where this year alone, we opened up in Kazakhstan, we opened up Ukraine, and the rest of the former Soviet Union bloc. We're pioneering countries like Norway. We're going into Central and South America. It's an exciting time for NHT Global. So why am I covering this? I know many of you already know. I know we've got some guests here tonight, so this information will be the first time you're hearing this. But why am I covering this? I want to make sure that everyone that's watching this tonight and in here in the future understands the opportunity in front of them. You know what? For those of you who know me, I'm not a hypey type of guy. Everything that I have shared with you here tonight is valid information that you can verify by going to NHTC stock analysis. You just type in NASDAQ, type in NHTC, and you can verify everything that I'm sharing with you. But I want to get into the hearts and soul of everybody that's listening. You don't understand the opportunity in front of you. Many of you don't. You don't understand how your lives can change in 2015 with the momentum that we have here with NHT Global right now. Not just in Asia, but in North America. You know, Canada in the last 90 days is up almost 2,000%. The U.S. is up double-digit growth. Everything that's going around globally is being funneled right through North America. Would not happen if it wasn't for many of our leaders in North America. I want to share with you that you have this opportunity, a gold mine. You don't have to go in the wild, wild west, move out west, search for gold. You don't have to buy lottery tickets and pray and wish that you become a millionaire by buying lottery tickets. You can go out in 2015 and take advantage of the momentum that we have here. Many of you heard me say this, but you study network marketing in the industry here over the last 70, 80, 90 years, and you look at the billion-dollar giants, the top 10 billion-dollar giants that are doing over $1 billion annually. Most of those companies have been around 30, 40, 50 years. Most of their top distributors didn't get involved in the beginning. They got involved when those companies were anywhere from 10 to 25 years on the way to $1 billion annually in sales. Many of those distributors now have passed away and have passed their income down. Talk about a legacy. Pass the income down to their kids and grandkids. I met some people here in my hometown here in Oakville, and their parents, grandparents had built a company, Sunrider, that launched in the 50s. You know, they're earning a $40,000 a month check residual from what their grandparents and their parents had unfortunately passed away earlier, and their parents built. And it's been passed down 2 generations, and they're earning this income. That is my vision. That is Mr. Dan Cattle's vision, what we want to create here in NHT Global. So those people got it started, not at the beginning, when those companies were in that momentum stage, on the way to $1 billion. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, we hit $1 billion in the next 5 years annually? The amount of commissions that will be paid out. You all know that we're paying one of the highest commission payouts in the industry. We're well closing in on 50%. So if we're doing $1 billion annually, there's going to be over $500 million in commissions paid out. The people that are listening here, I know a lot of you got to shake your head a little bit and say, wow, Joe is right. I've got an incredible opportunity for 2015. I can change my financial destiny. Not only my financial destiny, but my family's financial destiny. And why is that? Why can that happen? So let me just share with you what's going on, not only in NHT Global, but network marketing. Yes, all of you should know this, but I want to make sure that all of you understand this. You can go to dsa.org and look up what's going on in the industry. Subscribe to Direct Selling News. It's a magazine I get every month. Great information on what's going on globally in network marketing. You know, the global direct retail sales now, and this 2007 was $114 billion in sales. You know, today, in 2014, it would be over $300 billion. So it's basically doubled from 2007 to 2014. Think about that. What is driving the global retail sales of network marketing and direct sales? The emerging markets. China will surpass the U.S. Recently, in the last couple of days, they surpassed the U.S. as the #1 economy in the world in terms of productive output. You're looking at them surpassing U.S. in sales in network marketing and direct sales probably in the next 3 to 5 years. It's growing. Asia and China is one of the main reasons why network marketing is exploding here in the last 5 years. Also, the other emerging markets like Africa and Eastern Europe. The world in network marketing is coming of age. The world is starting to recognize, and business people are starting to recognize. And if you just go on the stock market, you look at the top 15 stocks of publicly traded companies in network marketing. In the last 10 years, they've outperformed the New York Stock Index, NASDAQ Stock Index, some of the largest stock index in terms of average in the last 10 years. Global sales force, 62 million people in 2007. That's grown to over 80 million today. You see the growth that's going on right now. Why network marketing growth? What is actually happening around the globe? You know, the internet now has really taken hold in terms of this industry with regards to communication. What we do today, we're able to communicate, as you know, globally, the snap of the finger. We can get in text. You know, I can, email. You see how technology has changed. You know, 5, 10, 15 years ago, I would collect my phone messages and I'd get, 50, hundreds a day of phone messages, and it would take me to follow up with people. Now, because of technology, it's made my life easier. A lot of people are now emailing me. They're texting me. They're communicating through Skype, so I'm able to instantly communicate back with them, no matter where I am in the world, no matter where I am, at home here, no matter where I am. I can be traveling and be in the car. I'm in the car. I got 5 text messages. I told Siri, can you tell me who texted me? Can you repeat what they told me? Siri, by the way, is iPhone, the sexy iPhone secretary. She's my secretary. Siri responds back to me. I respond back. Oh, driving through the car, text messaging, and I didn't even touch any buttons. Technology is driving it. Last night I did a call, into Kazakhstan. It was 9 o'clock in the morning for a leader in Almaty. Her name is Farida. She had 30 people in the room. It was a leadership training. She wanted me to call in, talk about goals and the vision of 2015. They could see me on the big screen. They had a translator in Almaty, and it was like I was there. And guess what? That was all for free. Technology. Did I know anybody in Kazakhstan before I started NH2 Global? I don't even think I knew Kazakhstan was a country. Don't ask, before I got started in NH2, I didn't know where Kazakhstan was. This is what technology is driving. We're able to reach out to people faster, quicker, better, any time in the history of mankind. Network marketing, direct sales used to be just a business model in your backyard. It was very difficult to expand it outside your backyard. It was costly, and if you made any mistakes growing the business outside of your backyard, even 15, 20 years ago, it would be a very costly mistake, and it took a lot of people out of the business. Today, anybody can have a global business. NH2 Global is a classic example where most of our people that have been around 6, 7 months, they have businesses now in other countries because we can reach out to people faster, better, and quicker. This is going to increase in the next 3 to 5 years. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the basics still are the same. How to communicate with people, how to build relationships with people, how to get people to say yes. All these communication and skill sets that we still need to develop. But if you develop them and you combine it with the internet strategies and the communication and the technology that I'm sharing with you, 2015 is going to be an incredible year for you. So network marketing, the next 5 to 10 years, and if you haven't picked up my Global Paradigm Shift Manifesto, you can get it up on my website, or you go on Facebook, type in Global Paradigm Shift, and you can download it for free, which I talk about what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years in this industry. So I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, not only are you involved in a great industry, timing could never be better, but you are involved in a company that is exploding and will continue to explode in the next 3 to 5 years. And the choice is yours. Do you want to take advantage of this timing, or like most people, 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, look back and say, I should have worked harder. I should have paid the price. I should have gone out and worked 70, 80-hour work weeks. I should have connected with more people. I should have built my personal development so I could have believed in myself. That's what timing is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And what do you need to do next in 2015? Where do you want to go from here? How do you make 2015 better than 2014? Let's start with the formula, the success formula. And for those of you who are not familiar with this, I've done many trainings, and several of our leaders have done many trainings that you can get on steamteam.ca. You can, for example, the one I did on Success System under first 90 days, you can review that. But basically everything in life starts with our thoughts, which creates the feelings that you have, which then motivates actions and then creates the results in your life. This is the formula of the universe. So what I'd like you to do right now is be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. And start putting down on paper what you primarily were thinking about or focused on the last 6 months. And it's easy to do, ladies and gentlemen. It's very easy to do. Just start looking back your last 6 months. Start writing down what you were mainly focused on. What were your predominant thoughts? Okay, if you look back and it's hard to be honest with yourself, what I'd like you to do is start doing it from today, in the next week, and start writing down. Take a few times a day and start writing down and be honest with it. What are you thinking about? What are your thoughts about yourself? What are your thoughts about your family? What are your thoughts about your business? Start writing down on paper, and you will see clearly on a piece of paper, no wonder I'm getting these results. No wonder I feel horrible. No wonder I'm not going anywhere. No wonder I'm taking 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Then there are some other people and say, wow, no wonder I've tripled my income in 2014. No wonder I've made over $1 million in 2014. Look at my list. Look what I've been focused on. Look what I've been thinking about mostly. So this is an incredible exercise to give you a reality check. And you can start from today. Again, it's very difficult to go back over the last 6 months and say, oh my God, I've been thinking about I don't have enough leads all the time. How can I do this business? Or I'm not doing good enough. I'm not working hard enough. Family problems, all these other stuff, that self-esteem issues that you're thinking about and concerned about. All these things that you're writing down and the drama that's happening in your life. Start writing those things down. But if it's difficult for you to do that and think about it, start today and start writing down what your predominant thoughts are. What are you mainly focused on? What negatives about yourself or self-talk that you're dealing with on a daily basis? And then you're going to start to see, wow, no wonder I'm not creating any actions. No wonder I don't have any results. This is the most powerful exercise that you can do for yourself for transition, for change. So then, now, when you have got your thoughts fully focused, okay, this is how the universe works. What you focus on with energy, predominantly, what dominates your life, will create the feelings and actions which will create results. So what you focus on is what you get in life. And what your job is to spend more than 60, 70, 80% on what you want. And that's dominating your life. You will get it always. The universe will bend to your needs. The universe will give you what you want. That's how easy it is, guys. Very easy. But unfortunately, so many of us, majority of us, 95% of us, spend too much time and energy on what things that don't serve us. And we know it, but we're habitually bought into that programming. And all that programming, it's just, you've heard of me, many of you have heard me say this before, but we are like computers. What do? When we program a computer, the computer spits it out. Human beings are the same thing. Fortunately, we're programmed in our DNA that these programs have been with us over and over again over the years, and it's spitting out these results. So we need to change that programming, and where we change that programming is starting with those thoughts and changing the beliefs. And the next thing I'd like you to do is start writing down some of those beliefs that don't serve you, particularly about yourself. How good you are. I'm not a good speaker. I can't do one-on-ones. I don't look good. I'm too fat, too ugly. So, I'm not a good personal development trainer. I don't like to public speak. All these kind of beliefs. I'm not as good as that person, right? How can I do what that person has because they have more advantages than me? All these kind of beliefs that have been programmed into us. We need to write those things down. What serves us and what doesn't serve us. You know, when I started doing that, I started recognizing the beliefs I had about money, the beliefs I had about myself personally. And a lot of it was just self-esteem issues. And I said, Joe, in order for you to change this, you got to work on this area. You know, for example, when I first got started in the industry, I detested, biggest fear was stand up and do a presentation in front of people. You know, I knew I needed to do that. But I delayed it. And at one point I just said, Joel, you got to overcome this. This is holding you back. You have some beliefs here that are holding you back. You've got to change this. It's a great example of me changing the beliefs in myself. Did it happen overnight? No, it happened over time, which served me and served my life. So once you've done that, now we've got to look at your daily method of operation. And this is all intertwined. It's like first base, second base, third base. And your daily method of operation has to be consistent. If someone were to ask me, Joe, what is the number one skill set that you've developed over the years that have served me, is my consistency. You should see what I do consistently every day. I work out every day. I read every day. I'm stating my affirmations every day. I'm planning my day every day. I'm talking to new people every day. I'm showing the product every day. I'm developing more of my database every day. I'm spending time with my family and serving them every day. I'm consistent in so many areas of my life where it's just become a habit. I do not have to think about it anymore. I'm feeding my mind. I don't watch the news. Rarely. I will never watch the news before I go to bed. I'm guarding my mind every single day. So a daily method of operation consists of three things. Three things that you should focus on in the business. First thing is we share the business. Second thing, we show the product and share the product. The third thing is we teach others to do the same thing. Okay, I know a lot of us, we get melted into this great internet where we can reach out to a lot of people around the world, but they forget about some of the basics that they can do and meet people locally. And when you meet people locally, consistently, you're going to develop your local base, which will expand globally. So you've got to really take advantage of those basic fundamentals of this business and meeting people locally. You know, I've got 2 meetings tomorrow that I'm meeting, one for lunch and one tomorrow night, 2 potential platinum distributors that are coming, and they are local. I'm meeting a third on Friday. I'm constantly developing local leads that I've got referrals from around the world. So it's amazing where it's just ping-ponging back because I'm consistent. Daily method of operation. So what I'd like you to do now is everyone talks about goals. You have to, and Dan Cattle is one of the best in explaining activity goals. So what you want to do is you want to look at what your main goal in 2015 in NH2 Global. What rank do you want to achieve? First of all, what rank do you want to achieve? First goal. Second goal, what do I need to do daily to reach that rank level? How many people do I have to show the product to on a daily basis? How many people do I have to show the business on a daily basis? How many people do I have to teach in my team to do those 2 other things? Because those are the 3 things that we do on a daily basis, consistent action. So the rank level is critical. So a lot of you that are starting, your first goal should get to the first rank. So first rank is 2,500 on one side and 5,000 on the other. So that's basically, if you're working the platinum process, you're looking at just under 7 platinums that will get you and your team to the first rank. And then you work that first rank, and how many of those people are you going to help get to the first rank? And it's always based on the daily method of operation. Too many people don't have a daily method of operation. And what is a daily method of operation? Just action. Where are you going to be in 2015 without action? So look at your 2014, okay, and just think, what were you predominantly focused on in 2014? Just think about it. Were you focused on getting to the first rank or second rank or third rank? Were you focused on those goals? Did you have a daily method of operation? Were you focused on those things? Or were you distracted by all these other thoughts that you had? Think about it. And now look at the feelings that you were having on a daily basis. Did they serve your goal? And look at the kind of actions that you were doing on a daily basis. And what were the results? So if you want to change, it's quite simple in 2015, is you've got to know where you want to go rank level. Everything about NHT is about achieving that first rank, getting someone to that second rank, getting someone to that third rank, and you do leading by example by getting to that next rank. Focusing on platinums and gold distributors, and obviously the reason why we focus on platinum distributors, why? Is because it takes a lot less people to move up ranks on the platinum distributors. And one of the secrets to our Chinese and Asian partners is 99% of the people that get started in that business get started at the platinum level. And a lot of people say, how in the world can people afford it? Well, basically, you get someone on a platinum, and what you want to do is you want them to focus on getting their extended family on the products. So they sell the products at wholesale to their extended family. Now their extended family is using Noni. They're using all the rest of our great health products and our skincare line, lifestyle products. Now you're gathering some momentum in your warm market, in your customer base. And now you're out of product. And now you're ready to duplicate what you've just done and gather your customer base, gather your and expand your database. So along with the daily method of operation is your vision plan. And this is 90% of the work, guys. This is where most people fail in our business and in life because of their programming. They'll do it for 3 or 4 days and they'll miss it for a couple of days. Then they'll go back, I got to go back to doing this, and they'll miss it for a couple of days. So my vision plan, again, it goes back to my on steamteam.ca under first 90 days. You look under the 5-step, Joe Garcia's success secret. I cover the 5-step formula. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. You need to know exactly what you want in life in detail. What drives you? What is your wants? What is your why? What really drives you? And I would recommend find something, one, because it's all about focus. If you have too many things on your list, you can't focus. Find something that you really, really want. Is it a new house for your family? Is it a opportunity where you want to travel 2 or 3 times a year? Whatever it is, write it down. Write it down. Write it down. You know what it is. And when you look at that, you should have a burning, red hot desire in terms of achieving that. If you're not excited about it, it's not what you want. If it takes a lot of energy for you to think about it, it's not what you want. So now you have it written down. First thing, you should carry it with you. Dan Cattle's great at this. He carries his goals with him, so he's able to see when he's in the car. It's in his planner. It's in his wallet. He's carrying it with him. It's a part of him every single day. Second thing you want to do with that, so you write it down. Second thing you want to do, you want to take pictures. You go on the internet, magazine, take pictures, and put it up on your wall in your office, in your bedroom, in your car. So you have pictures that you can surround yourself with that remind you every day why you're doing this business. Third thing you want to do is you want to create affirmations based on what you want. So I'm so happy and grateful I've purchased this home. Thank you, God, whatever your beliefs are, but I'm so happy and grateful. I bought this great Jaguar or this great Lexus. Thank you, God. So state your affirmations daily multiple times daily. On the hour, set your clock on the hour. Just involve your whole life around this goal that you want. You guys, we all do it this opposite. We go to work, we're thinking about going home, watching TV, we're thinking about our problems, our lack of funds, especially nowadays. People are wanting to buy Christmas gifts and they don't have the money. They like to spend a little bit more money, blah, 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 blah. So we're constantly thinking about what we don't want. We're stating affirmations on the negative easily all the time. But if you do the opposite, stating affirmations of what you want. And when you use the word I am, I don't have time too much here tonight. You can pick up the book Wishes Fulfilled by Wayne Dyer. He talks about the I am factor. I've got an audio. If you want to listen to, just email me, and I can send you the audio on the powerful concept of the I am factor. When you use the I am factor, there's a spark of God in each one of us, and it mobilizes that spark to the greatest power that you have as a human being. So that's the third thing you do. First thing, you write it down. Second thing, put it on a dream board. Put these pictures around your office. Make sure it's focused. Third thing, now stating your affirmations. Here's the clincher now, number 4. Number 4, and this will put you over the top, is what you want to do is you want to already live your dream already. You already want to live that dream already. And what I mean is, let's say if your dream home, you want to buy a dream home for your family. What you want to do is and what I did is I went out and started visiting these $1 million homes with my family. I would go in and pretend that they were mine. I could see that it was mine. And I eventually achieved it. Because I could taste it, feel it. If you go as an exotic car, go and drive it. Rent one of those for the day. It's going to be well worth the investment. Well worth investment. If your goal is to buy a $2,000 suit, go to look sharp. Go to a menswear and go and pretend that you're going to buy a suit and put these suits on, and then you can feel the difference. When you get your mindset into a point where you think you've already achieved it with the energy and that feeling, now you got those feelings. So this will take you to the 5th part, where you're going, before you go to bed, before you fall asleep, which is the most important time of the day to program your subconscious mind. What you want to do now is you want to visualize that you've already achieved your goal. How would you feel if you achieved that goal? That's going to be your last thought before you fall asleep. Here's the challenge with most people, is they go to sleep thinking about the problems of the day, or thinking about something they just watched on TV, that bomb or whatever it was. Very dangerous, ladies and gentlemen, because when you're sleeping at night, when you realize that that time where you're sleeping is the most important part of your day, because now your subconscious mind is the most active. This is a time where you can program your subconscious mind what you want. So you go in and you already felt that car, you felt that leather, and you're visualizing makes it easier for you, and you're feeling that, wow, I've got it, and you're programming that subconscious mind. It's law that you will get what you want. Here's the clincher. Is that 5-step formula. We've got probably a few hundred people here tonight watching this live, listening to this live around North America and in Europe. I bet you most of you that have been around for a while have heard me state this formula. You've probably heard me say it a few or 4 times. I guarantee you, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of you have followed it and done it every day. Most of you have probably done it for a few days and then you forget. That is why Joe Garcia and Dan Cattle and many of our $1 million leaders, that's why we are where we're today, because we are consistent. We do it every day. I'll tell you why that's important, and I'm going to share this again. In repetitions and mother's skill. A number of years ago, NASA did an experiment where they took astronauts and they put these concave glasses on these astronauts. And these astronauts had to see, these concave glasses had these astronauts see upside down. Can you imagine how that would make you feel? Make you go crazy. Each one of those astronauts starts seeing right side up on day 26. They did another a test and a study with different astronauts, but there was one change. They had to take it off day 15. You know what happened? That each one of those astronauts started seeing right up again 26 days later. So one day had them start all over again. And that is how the mind works. The neural pathways start to join and start to increase and multiply by consistency. When you understand how the brain works, you will follow this 5-step system with all your heart and all your might. You combine this and do this, you're going to need to do a lot less action. Guaranteed. You'll get better results. We're talking to less people. You get people falling on your lap because you know what you want and you're telling the universe you will not accept anything less. I am the conquering presence. I'm commanding the universe to get me what I want. That's what you're telling them. You talk like that to the universe, as the famous, as one of the best teachers ever in this world has ever seen, Jesus Christ. Ask and you shall receive. It didn't say pray and you shall receive, or get on your knees and you shall receive, or beg and you shall receive. Ask. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open to you. It didn't say, just open the door a little bit, see if you can go in. Knock, because you know where you're going. And the last thing I want to share with you, combined with this, is a personal development program. Again, 2015, look back over your 2014. What were you reading? What were you listening to? What were you watching? Were you doing it daily? Were you doing it every other day? Were you doing it once a week? Look at what you've done in the last year, and you don't like the results, you got to up your personal development program. Guys, it's very simple. You got to raise your conscious level to the point where you're going to get consistent results. And everything that I'm sharing with you here tonight is to help you raise your conscious level, give you little tips that I'm doing, which Dan is doing, many of our other leaders are doing to help you get the results. So with the personal development program, if you're only reading once a week, or you're not reading at all, and you expect yourself to be a leader, and I've heard a lot of leaders tell me, Joe, I don't like to read. Well, if you don't like to read, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. If you don't like to read, then you got to get those CDs, and you got to do double the work. Because reading, what basically happens with reading, if you depending on the type of person you are, listening to something, you're going to retain a lot less than reading. However, if you're listening to something, you're going to have to listen to it over and over and over again so you can start to retain the material and then implement the stuff that you've been taught. So, for example, like this Wishes Fulfilled book, I've read it 7 times this year. I've only read 3 different books this year, 3 different books this year, and I've read them each 6, 7, 8 times because they resonated with me, and I wanted to, not only indulge in the music that I was listening to, the music to my ears that these books were relaying. It resonated with me, so I wanted to study it. I wanted to implant into my subconscious mind. And I'm going back to that Wishes Fulfilled book because I'm just finishing another book here that I picked up, and I'm going back to it after I finish this one. I'm constantly trying to get to the next level. And you spend more time in your personal development area, you will eventually get better results. I don't know where this came from, but it's an old age saying, the amount of money that you will make in your life will be based on how much time you spend on yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, is everyone in to making 2015 your best year ever? Is everybody? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I know I'm starting to hear you. I'm starting to hear the shouts and the excitement. That I've given you some tools here, very simple tools, that will allow you to reach your goals in 2015. Demand it, command it, and accept it, and go to work. And now you can start planting seeds in December, which will help you in the new year. This is why I'm constantly planting seeds. I'm meeting with people 2 weeks before Christmas, a week and a half before Christmas. Why? Because I can, because I want to, because I understand this will set me up for 2015. Consistent action will produce consistent results over and over again. God bless everyone. Have a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and let's make 2015 an incredible year. And just one last thought is in September, end of August, early September, we're going to have our international convention in Hong Kong. We're expecting 10, 15, maybe 20,000 people attend the event. I would put it in your planner today and a goal that you need to be there. No excuses. You don't have the money right now, that's fine. You need to be there. You'll find a way to be there. Good night, everyone.